This is the Wither King, and he's the most powerful boss in all of Skyblock, commanding a Wither army and the 4 Wither Lords, and I want to fight him. But to do that, I'll need to assemble a team with a Mage, Archer, Berserker, Healer, and me, the tank. I'll also need to get a ton of insane gear, like Goldor's armor, which is crafted with Wither armor and rocks dropped from giants. That all seems impossible though, right? Well, it's not, and over the past 3 years, I spent 4,000 hours grinding to do it, so let's get started. The first step is to assemble a team to fight the Wither King. The reason I need a team is because going into the Catacombs where the Wither King is was designed to be a team expedition. While it is possible to venture into the Catacombs alone, I gave it a try and died in about 10 seconds. Oh. Well, that ended really badly. So yeah, I'll need to get some teammates. I ended up recruiting 4 of my friends, Jamie, Pinoy, Underworked, and Nebulas, all with their own specific classes. So, now that I have a team, it's time for the hardest part, getting gear to actually fight the Wither King. My gear right now isn't terrible, but I can barely survive basic dungeon rooms, much less actually get to the Wither King. The first thing I need to do is try some easy mode dungeon floors on floor 7 to kill jolly pink giants, because I need to get their loot. These giants drop the jolly pink rocks I mentioned in the intro, and I needed those to convert my mage class Hyperion into a tank class Estrella. After about an hour, I had gotten 7 of the 8 rocks I needed, and about an hour and 20 minutes into my grind, I finally got the last one. If this thing does not give me a pink rock, I'm going to do unspeakable. Okay, finally. That was obnoxious, bro. Now that I had all 8 rocks that I needed, I went back to the dungeon hub and crafted my new sword. Alright, finally. It took an obnoxiously long amount of time, but I can finally make this stupid thing into an Estrella. How much defense? 400 outside of dungeons. 2,000 inside of dungeons? Holy. That is better than I thought. I thought it was going to be worse. Let's go, dude. But even though this upgrade is really good, I still have some major problems. The first thing is that I don't actually get any defense unless I'm holding my sword, and because it doesn't do as much damage as my bow, I won't actually be holding it very much. So the next thing I need to do is get some armor for the fight. Because I'm playing the tank class, I need to get 2 sets of armor, one for damage and one for defense. The reason I need to get both sets is because the Catacombs is split up into 2 segments, the dungeon and the boss fight. During the dungeon phase, most mobs are pretty easy to kill, and the goal is to clear out all of the rooms and get secrets, which are hidden chests and items that help with the fight. The second phase is the boss fight, which is where me and my team fight the Wither King and his army. So, for the first phase, I need a set for combat so I can help my team clear out mobs, and in the second phase, I need a defensive setup to help them survive by being a damage sponge. First set I'm going to get is a defensive setup, because as a tank, it's the most important one. The set I'm going to get is a Reaper Mask and Goldor's armor, but that won't be easy. The Reaper Mask is really hard to craft, costing 660,000 string, 370,000 rotten flesh, 40,000 diamonds, and 16,000 revenant flesh, which drops from the strongest zombie boss in the game. On top of all of that, I'll need a beheaded horror, which has a 1 in 700 chance to drop from the highest tier of the zombie boss. That's all really hard to do, but thankfully I've been planning this for a while, so I already had all the string, rotten flesh, and diamonds that I would need. I just have to go grind the zombie boss to get the revenant flesh, and also try to get the beheaded horror. So I stabbed the dude 4 times, and he wouldn't freaking die, so then I had to light him on fire after that.
Bro, what game were you playing?
What do you mean a game? Oh, yo, I just got a beheaded horror. Let's go. Now that I had a beheaded horror and all the revenant flesh I needed, I made the materials I needed to make the Reaper Mask and finally got it. Materials. I think it goes like this. No, like that. This here. And the beheaded horror. Let's go. Look at that. 2 times mending and vitality. Literally double healing from this thing. That is going to be so good. Let's go, dude. It looks so cool, too. Look at that. Let's go. But that wasn't the end of it. I still had a ton of upgrades I could get for my new helmet. The first thing I did was talk to Malik in the dungeon hub to dungeonize my new Reaper Mask. This is really important, as dungeonized items have a major stat boost when you take them into the Catacombs. So if I dungeonize my Reaper Mask, it gets even better by just going into the dungeon. The next thing I need to do is add some enchantments, of course. And after that, I added potato books. Adding potato books to my helmet will give it an extra 4 health and 2 defense per book. And with the max 15 books applied, I get an extra 60 health and 30 defense. The last thing I need to get are Master Stars, which can drop from every Master Mode floor starting at floor 3. I need to get these stars because each Master Star I add to my helmet gives it a 5% stat boost, and with all 4 Master Stars I can get right now, I'll get a 20% boost to my helmet stats. So I ventured into Master Mode floor 3 to fight the Professor and get my first Master Star. Alright, S+, let's go. What do we get? Ooh, I got a first star! Let's go. After I got my first star, I had to go 1 floor deeper to get the second star from Thorn, who's a ghost with an animal army. Hooray! Or what am I gonna get? Oh, yo, I got a second Master Star. Let's go. Took a while, but whatever. After defeating Thorn and getting my second star, I went to fight Livid on floor 5 to get my third star. Oh, let's go. I just got a third star from the obsidian chest. Let's go, dude. And lastly, I went down to floor 6 to fight Sedan and his giants to get my 4th master star. Oh, nothing in obsidian. That's lame. Oh, I got a 4-star in bedrock chest. Let's go. That's all the stars I need for my Reaper mask. Now that I have all 4 master stars on my helmet, I'm almost done with upgrades. But there's one more master star I can get. The 5th master star. The only problem is this star drops from master mode floor 7, which is the floor that the Wither King is on, which means I can't get one yet. But even though I can't get all 5 stars, 4 stars is still a massive boost, and I only need to do one more thing to fully upgrade my Reaper mask, which is give it a reforge. The reforge I'm going to use is a giant tooth, because it gives the giant reforge, which has another 180 health to my Reaper mask if I upgrade its rarity to mythic with a recombobulator. Now that my Reaper mask's upgrades are finished, I can move on to getting a set of Goldor's armor. This set is much easier to craft than the Reaper mask, and I only need 2 things, a set of Wither armor and a bunch more jolly pink rocks. I can get Wither armor by killing the Wither Lords on regular floor 7, which is an easy mode of the real thing and doesn't actually include the Wither King. So I decided to hop into Party Finder and do some runs to get a set of Wither armor. Nothing in Bedrock. Ooh, boots and leggings in the same chest? Convenient, I guess. Oh, nothing. Ooh, I got a Wither chestplate. Let's go. I needed that. Now I have the full set. Let's go, dude. After grinding a bunch of runs, I managed to get a full set of Wither armor. And with that set and 24 jolly pink rocks, I crafted my Goldor's armor. Alright, time to craft the Goldor's armor. Finally. It took a while to get all the materials, but here we go. 8 rocks per thing. Chest plate, leggings, and boots. Let's go. Full set done. Finally. It's completely and totally unupgraded, but you know, we'll fix that in a little bit. Now that I had my armor, I just had to get all the same upgrades to each piece that I did on my helmet. So after that, I have the entire set now. I'm done, right? Wrong. This is a perfectly fine set of armor, but I mean, look at how boring it is. If I'm gonna fight the Wither King, I want to look good doing it. So I went out over the weekend and got a bunch of cosmetics, and here's the result. A red Oni Reaper mask, Necron dyed Goldor chestplate, Necron red Goldor leggings, and Mango dyed boots. Anyways, now that I have the drippiest set of tank armor on the entire server, it's time to get a damage set. The most important part of a damage setup is the helmet, because every floor has a specific helmet for it, and if you use it on the right floor, it gets double stats. For floor 7, the helmet I need to use is a Necron head, and the diamond variant is the best version. To get one though, I would need to max the floor 7 boss collection, which would require me to do 1,000 regular mode floor 7 runs. That would take way too long though, so instead I just spent way too much money and bought one from the auction house. Now that I have this diamond Necron head, I just need to apply some upgrades to it, which are basically all the same ones I got for my tank armor, but with the ancient reforge instead. The Ancient Reforge is the best damage reforge in the game, giving me a decent damage buff and also giving me more stats based on my Catacombs skill, which makes it perfect for dungeons. Now that this thing is fully upgraded, it's time to get a set of Necron armor, which is the best damage armor in the entire game for dungeons, but it's also going to be pretty hard to get. Necron's armor is crafted the same way as Goldor's armor, but instead of jolly pink rocks, I have to use Diamante's handles, which are dropped from diamond giants. On top of that, I also have to go get a bunch more master stars, but after that I was able to fully upgrade my Necron armor and I was ready to go. Almost. I wanted to do one more thing, and yeah, it's cosmetics again. Look, I like to make things look cool, alright? But the only problem is the only available color I could get was pink. And now everybody is calling my armor zesty. It's not zesty, man. Look, I'll put it on and I'll... Okay, maybe it's a little... So, now that I have the fully upgraded and dripped out sets that I need, I just need a few more things to fight the Wither King. The most important thing I need to get is an efficiency 10 diamond pickaxe, which I can get by enchanting a pickaxe with efficiency 5 and then applying 5 silexes to it. Silexes are pretty hard to get though, requiring 3 million hardstone each to craft one, and hardstone can only be mined in the crystal hollows, so I got in a minecart to go there and went mining. Alright, I've gotta have enough by now. Yeah, finally. Alright. 9 of this. Bam. Then 9 of this. No, not that. 9 of these. Boom. All 9. That is one silex. That took many hours, and that's one. Man, screw this. I'm buying these from the bazaar. I'm not spending like 19 hours on stone. So yeah, I just bought the other 4 from the bazaar, which is kind of lame, but I have the efficiency 10 pickaxe now, so whatever. The reason I got this though is because there's a glitch that lets you walk through walls if you can insta-break the blocks. With efficiency 10, I can insta-break almost everything, so I'll be able to do the dungeon a lot faster. The very last thing I need to do now is get a set of dungeon equipment, which consists of the Soul Weaver gloves, adaptive belt, Shadow Assassin cloak, and bone necklace. Most of this equipment just drops from dungeon chests, so I went to get the adaptive belt first because it drops from floor 2, which is easier than all the other floors I have to do, so I hopped into a floor 2 run and got to grinding. Anything? Oh, yay, finally, I got it. That took way longer than it needed to. This is not an uncommon drop, and it's taken me forever. I don't know why. Now that I have my belt, I need to get a Shadow Assassin Cloak, which drops from floor 5. So I hop back into a dungeon run to get it. Oh, let's go, I just got a Shadow Assassin Cloak. After that, I went down 1 level to floor 6 to get the Soul Weaver Gloves, because they drop from the chests on that floor. Oh, Soul Weaver Gloves. That was fast. Well, fast, I say, with the 10-minute run. I'm ass, man. Whatever, I got them. Alright, now that I have nearly the full set of equipment, I just need the bone necklace. And I saved it for last because it's kinda hard to get. To craft it, I need to get 1.5 stacks of soul string, which drop from Arachne, and she's a really hard spider boss. I also need to fight Thorn in dungeons again to get 2 spirit bones and a spirit wing, which is pretty hard to do. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is fight Arachne, because she's a bit easier than Thorn, so let's go do that. Alright, Arachne time. I need to equip this cow hat, because it makes me immune to debuffs, and I don't want to get poisoned. I should only have to do 2 bosses, but we'll see. Alright, that's the first one. I got 42, so I think as long as I get lucky with the next one and get at least 50, I should be good. Got a legendary tarantula pet, that's not bad. That's actually a good drop. That's cool. And I need to do another one. I need a stack in 32. Man, that's annoying. Whatever, at least I got a good drop. Boom, last one. Oh, I even got a bestiary milestone. Nice. That is all of it. More than enough. So I can sell a little bit, so that's nice. After I got all the soul string I needed, I hopped back into dungeons with some friends to go fight Thorn to get the rest of the items I needed to craft the bone necklace. Alright, let's go. What do I get? Ooh, let's go. I got a spirit bone. That's 1 of 2. Oh, I got a spear wing. Let's go. All right, what do we get? Oh, I got the second spirit bone. Let's go. I can make the bone necklace now, finally. Crafting time. All right, this goes here. Goes here. 1, 2. Spear wing. Boom, look at that. So, now that I have everything I need, it's time to finally get the team and take on the Wither King. So, I got all the boys into a party, and we went into Master Mode Floor 7. Right away though, nothing is that exciting. The mobs are strong and this part of the dungeon is hard, but it's the same as all the other floors. So after a few minutes, we managed to finish the floor and it was time to head into the boss room, where we met the first Wither Lord, Maxor. Despite the fact that he's supposed to be the weakest, this guy hits like a truck and it's really annoying. During this part of the fight, my teammates are supposed to charge up the laser beam to stun Maxor, but doing that enrages him, and when he's enraged, he does nearly half of my health every hit, which isn't very fun. Thankfully though, because of the healer, I can easily survive, but it's still annoying. After hitting Maxor twice with the laser beam, he goes down, and we can move on to phase 2 of the fight, where we meet the second Wither Lord, Storm. Storm isn't too hard to deal with. He hits pretty hard, but not nearly as hard as Maxor, and for most of the fight, he's flying around in the air anyways. The scariest thing he can do is use his Giga Lightning attack, which will instantly kill me unless I'm underneath a pillar for cover. But after he uses that attack, he charges towards us. Once he starts coming at us, the goal is to crush him by standing on one of these pressure pads to lower the pillars onto Storm and stun him. But after getting crushed, Storm gets enraged like Maxor and does a ton of damage. After he gets mad though, we can just crush him again to kill him. Now that Storm is dead, we have to run over to the collapsing red pillar, which breaks through the floor and takes us down to phase 3 of the fight, where we meet the third Wither Lord, Goldor. During this phase, we don't actually have to fight Goldor, we just have to solve puzzles to make it through the lab. The puzzles unlock this gate, and after solving all of them, the gate opens and we can keep going. But if we fail to do it in time, Goldor will catch up and kill us. The puzzles are pretty easy to do though, so it doesn't take too long to get to the golden corridor at the end of the puzzle phase. Once we get in here, Goldor finally decides to fight us face to face, but he isn't too hard to kill if you know what you're doing, and thankfully our archer does. Dang, that was some good DPS. Jeez. Now that Goldor is dead, there's only one obstacle standing between me and the Wither King, and that's Necron, the strongest of the Wither Lords. Necron is pretty difficult to kill, and he's literally invincible most of the fight, which doesn't make it much easier. On top of that, he has a ton of special attacks that he can perform at half health, and those can be pretty dangerous. Luckily, Necron didn't cause us a ton of issues and died pretty fast, and after all these years, it was finally time to face the man himself. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for, the Wither King. I was finally face to face with the Wither King, and to beat him we were gonna have to do a lot. The problem is, the Wither King is completely invincible the entire fight, and the only way to damage him is to attack the dragons he summons at the right time. He always summons 2 dragons right away, and by killing them in front of their corresponding statues, we can damage the Wither King. The strongest dragon by far is the Power Dragon, which has random movement patterns, so it's hard to get in front of the red statue, and it can also perform a Mega TNT attack, which does almost my entire health bar one time. There's also the Ice Dragon, which is really hard to kill in front of its statue, and can also freeze us in ice. After that, there's the Flame Dragon, which is actually pretty easy to kill, but will sometimes swoop through the arena and leave a trail of fire, which can be dangerous. Then there's the Soul Dragon, which doesn't actually attack any of us, and instead just teleports around the arena to protect the other dragons, and also so it's hard to kill in front of the purple statue. Lastly, we have the Apex Dragon, which is by far the easiest dragon because of its pretty weak attacks, and because it's easy to lure towards the green statue. There's one more thing we have to be careful of though. If all 5 dragons are alive at one time, the Wither King will gain full control and kill us all by casting a massive spell that grabs us and then crushes us against the roof. The only way to avoid this is to kill every dragon he summons as soon as possible, otherwise it was game over. Alright, this is the last dragon, come on. Yeah, let's go! We win these!
Andre's first time 7 run.
Yeah, the first one! The first one I've ever done in my life! So, yeah, I did it. I finally beat the Wither King after playing for almost 3 years. This is Skyblock though, so of course I went back and killed him 300 more times and made 2.5 billion coins, but that's a story for another video. Anyways, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and ignore the fact that I made fun of this exact video format in my last upload, please. Thanks.